What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video, back on the Town Hall 12 content for you, and the Electro Dragons are smashing it right now for the 3 stars. Make sure you have got that subscribe button clicked and the notification bell. We are smashing these wins at Red Elite. If you want to join us, my Discord link is down in the description of this video. You can find all of the information for Red Elite down there. But on this attack, using the Electro Dragons and the balloons, that is going to be the main theme of this episode, if you will. Why does it work? Well, check out this base. It's pretty well upgraded. It's almost maxed level, to be honest with you. Only some of the defenses not upgraded, but they are all clumped together. Just look at all of each of these compartments. We can chain through to the different defenses. Now, they are trying to split the defenses a little bit, but they're only 1 tile apart, which means the Electro Dragons can chain from one defense to the next. And literally, once that funnel was made, we pressed the balloons forward. They were able to push in front of the Electro Dragons, and then them were able to just clean out the buildings easy enough. Heroes on the back end not really even needed, and that is how we are rolling at the moment, pushing them Electro Dragons in and then using the heroes on the back end, kind of what you used to do with trophy pushing, if you will, when you wanted to secure that town hall. If you could get it, you'd then bring them in on the back end to ensure you got the 50%. Brings me back to them good old days when I used to do the Lavaloon attacks like that. But moving on to attack number 2, it is very similar with the Electro Dragons and the balloons. Now, I get it, guys. The bases aren't fully maxed out and our troop levels are. That's kind of how it goes after the update. It takes a lot longer to fully max a base than it does a couple of troops. But if you're asking me which troops should I upgrade to give me a good head start here at Town Hall 12, Electro Dragons and the balloons are the way forward. Gets a little bit unfortunate on this one. I'd maybe like to have seen the freeze onto that air sweeper, because what happens is it presses the troops up towards the north east of the base, and yes, they hit the single target inferno up there, but the one at the bottom here ends up shredding a lot of the troops. Again, it doesn't really matter. A lot of the balloons up on the north there mean that he can take out that Tesla farm nice and easy, and at this point we're really just waiting to see where to put them heroes. This is the beauty of the Electro Dragons. Check this out here. As we move down, just look at this Electro Dragon here. It has an archer tower and an expo shooting at it, and it's barely even going down in health. I know it's only 2-point defense shooting at it, but it's basically not even touched. At that point though, we can kind of just wait a few seconds, and we are thinking that the heroes on the Giga Tesla is going to be the best bet. So we do have K1 here bringing the heroes in up top, but just trying to let the Electro Dragons take out some of the cannons if they can. As you can see, this one just slips through that archer tower, able to help out with the cannon and clean up for that matter, swiping that 3-star attack for Red Elite, and that is 7 war wins in a row for us now. So like I said, if you want to join us, make sure to check out our Discord. And, you know, you can find all of the requirements on there. The elf, you've seen him smashing the Lavaloon. That is another. In fact, I think it's the best attack strategy at Town Hall 12. If you're asking me about simplicity and that kind of thing, the Electro Dragons is a little bit easier to get the hang of than the Lavaloon. But if you're used to the Lavaloon, definitely that is the way to go. That's the way I've been going. I've got my Lava Hounds up to full max level. I've got my balloons going up to max level. And we will be starting the Learning Lavaloon live series once we do have them maxed level. But you can see, working very different here. The heroes obviously coming in with that kill squad to take out some objectives before we start that Lavaloon portion. And just look at the north of the base here. It is already pretty much down, and it's again that kind of old style circle based meta, which does hand itself nicely to the Lavaloon. Now you can see how the haste spells are very important early on. That's because the Lava Hound is gone. It's left the balloons over on the left hand side of the screen, so they needed to catch up. Look at this Grand Warden's ability. As they're just about to get into the middle there, Giga Tesla was froze anyway, but there's a lot of defenses. So many balloons with that Grand Warden's tome are protected, and then then from this point the spells just power them through the rest of the defenses. It really isn't going to be an issue for him. Not sure what the queen is doing over there, but look at the amount of troops swagged. That kind of balances, well, not really, the base isn't maxed, I do get it guys, but that kind of balances things up for you. As you can see, that is a whole boatload of troops not used, 5 balloons, a baby dragon and 10 minions. Beautiful, beautiful work by the elf there. Now moving on to our number 1 player. He is maxed. Boom, I'm not telling you to do that guys. Wow, that would be amazing if you could do that. I wish I could. But if you do want to upgrade any of the troops, if you're trying to give your clan the head start and really press forward, I would honestly go with the balloons first and then the Electro Dragons. All depends how you play guys, but the balloons really do press forward in front of the Electro Dragons. They do help to protect them a lot, and then as the Electro Dragons get to them more dangerous defenses, they can chain through them. The clone spell, remember, it's only 3 spell slots now, so it really does help clone them balloons and get them right over the defenses. Perhaps the balloons will split up. You might want to clone the ones that are a lower group in order to keep damage moving through that area, but again, it just depends on the layout. Really, you can see how the balloons more so split off to the right hand side, probably arguably where more of the defenses are in this base. And again, the Electro Dragons are quite protected over there. 1 or 2 of them do get targeted, granted, but in general the balloons kind of protect them as they move through the base, and you are then able to chain through it. Obviously Superman here still does have his maxed heroes to come in, spreads a couple of balloons out just to test for any bombs, make sure that the Electro Dragons moving through don't hit any of them black air bombs. That would be a nightmare for them, so make sure you are deploying the balloons first prior to putting the Electro Dragons in. Even with that single Inferno, we're able to get right the way through this base. Gets a little bit hairy with it being the last defense left, but the Queen, King and the Queen's archers are enough to get in there, take that down and wrap up another victory for us here at Red Elite. So that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you did enjoy it. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out guys.